like to call this meeting the Show City Council to order. Show that all council members are present with the exception of the vice mayor and Councilman Adams asked to be excused. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Don't forget, we meet the first and third Tuesday of the month, so you're welcome any of those 2 times, 7 o'clock. Tonight, I've asked Councilman Judd to lead us in the invocation, and I'll lead us in the pledge. If you'd all like to stand and join us.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this opportunity we have to meet together tonight. We're grateful for our many blessings. We're grateful for this opportunity we have to live in Sholo, the beautiful lands that we have. And we're grateful for the moisture and pray that Thou will continue to bless us with moisture. We ask that Thou will help us to discuss the matters at hand and we'll be able to be guided by Thy hand in making decisions for the city. We are grateful for those in attendance, and we're grateful for the community that we have. And we say these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Judd. Appreciate it. Okay, next item on the agenda is call to the public. Any citizen desiring to speak on a matter that's within the jurisdiction of the city council may do so at this time. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes. At the conclusion of the call to public, individual city members may respond to criticism. Ask staff to review a matter. I have one person, Mrs. Heath. She says 2 minutes is all she wants, so if somebody wants to start a clock, or we can just go ahead and give you 3.
I am just here to say thank you, and if you would join me and speak, if you would come down.
Who you wanting?
Would you come over here?
Sure.
I can't do stairs, I'm old.
There's no pictures. I ain't got my hat on.
Yeah, the glare would cause a problem.
I just want to thank the city of Sholo and the airport for supporting us for our Veterans Tribute. We made more money this year, and the EAA made more money this year than they ever had at their pancake breakfast and everything. We could not do it without your support, and we just want you to know we appreciate you, and next year
Thank you very
we'll
much.
try to do it again.
Absolutely.
A great
Thank
event,
you.
Maggie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate that. Hopefully I can make it this year or next year, 2023. All righty, next item on the agenda is under special events, special presentation recognition of a retired city employee. Chief.
Mayor and council, good evening. Tonight we have a employee who's retiring, and I'll tell you, in a chief's or a sheriff's career, there are 2 humbling times. One, when an employee comes into the profession because you know what they face ahead of them, and the other is when they leave because you know where they've been and what they faced. And tonight we have an officer who's retiring, and that's Officer Brian LaRue. Officer LaRue graduated from MPC Police Academy in Snowflake in 1997 as an officer with the Pine Top Lakeside Police Department. He was employed as an officer with them from 1997 until 2001. During that time, he served as a patrol officer and as a member of the State Gang Task Force. In November of 2001, Officer LaRue transferred over to Sholo Police Department, where he served as a patrol officer for the last 21 years. He worked training new officers as a field training officer, was an intern patrol sergeant, served as a domestic violence instructor, and was the president of the local Police Officer Association. Officer LaRue, throughout the years, has become known for his patience and the calm he brought to any scene. On September 28th, after 25 years of faithful and honorable service, Officer LaRue is retired from Show Low Police Department. We want to thank him for his many years of service and wish him the very best in his retirement. So with that, we'd ask him if he'd come up and accept his retirement badge and then a gift from the council.
Well, on behalf of the Show Low City Council and everybody at City Hall, we want to give you this box. And thank you very much for your dedication to our community and keeping us all safe. We appreciate it, Brian, very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just want to say Show's been my home since I was 11 years old. My parents went insane and moved up here from Tucson. And other than going 4 years in the Army, this has been my home. It's been my privilege to raise my kids here. My deep honor to work with the excellent professionals at the Show Police Department. And I don't have any plans to leave. This is my home. It's going to continue to be so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Jack in the box. I didn't open it. All righty, next item on the agenda is presentation by Northern Ryanair College for an update on the Skills Center. And I'm not sure if you'll state your name, please.
Ann Wilson, I'm the Executive Director of NPC Friends and Family. Just a brief introduction. I'm usually here to talk about affairs at the college, what's happening with the college and updates, but my friend and colleague David Hewish is going to do that shortly. But I did want the council and the public to know that this fall semester, we've awarded just over $67,000 in scholarships to NPC students across our 9 locations. And we have our application window for the spring semester open. It's open from October 1st through November 17th, and students can access it at npc.edu/scholarships using NPC Friends and Family as a search term. And we have about as many scholarships to award for the spring semester, so I'm looking forward to getting a lot of applications and continuing to support our awesome NPC students in their pursuit of a degree. So I'm going to invite David Hewish to come up and provide you all with an update on the Skills Center that is fast becoming a reality at the White Mountain campus. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's good to be here again. It was a few months, well, almost 9 months ago when I stood here to talk about the starting the construction of the new Skills Center down here at the campus. And so I did bring another photograph, but I also have a presentation video. And so I'd like to show that first. That's okay. It's a progress video. So if you have been by the building recently, you'll see that there's more been accomplished than in this video. worked on the building since then. All of the sheet metal on the outside is in. A lot of things are progressing on the inside. Plumbing, electrical, air conditioning. We've even started to put in some of the welding equipment in the welding area. And so it's just moving along. You prayed for rain. We don't want you to pray for rain anymore because it's a muddy mess down there. And so that's the one thing that is keeping us from progressing a little faster is the mud and the rain. But we're moving forward. We're still pushing to try to be finished around the end of December with the substantial completion, barring weather, and being finished in about the middle of January so we can have students in the building come this spring semester. We're also grateful to be able to work with members of the city departments in being able to develop 8th Avenue, the west side of 8th Avenue. So we have that planned. Work on that as soon as we can get to it, and I'm glad and grateful that that was not part of our certificate of occupancy, but we do have that under contract. So hopefully soon we'll get 8th Avenue started on the west side. And so not much more unless you have some questions, but I did bring a couple of photographs of or architectural renderings. I don't know if you've seen these before, or the public have seen these, but we'll hold these up together so that you can see what the facility is supposed to look.
That's great.
Facility is supposed to look like when it's done. Have that done and ready for students in January. I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Questions, comments? I got a comment. I drove by there today. It looks awesome. I mean, it really fit in there. When we started this at the groundbreaking, I remember trying to envision that fitting in that area, and it's like there's no way it's going to fit in there, but obviously it was. But it looks good in there. It really does.
Yeah, we tried to make sure that it fit in that long, narrow piece of land, and if you remember from the video from looking skyward down onto it, it does fit nice and tight in there.
Right.
And I think it'll work really well. So
Appreciate it. Looks awesome. Very
Nice addition.
Yes. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So then we're gonna have a ribbon cutting, right? We did a groundbreaking. Now we have to have a celebration for being done. I guess as soon as you guys know something, maybe get with city and so we can blast it out to the community for sure.
I want to make sure that like all the furniture and all the equipment, as much as the equipment bring over in there, because the welding and the automotive program are going to let go of some of their equipment.
Right.
And we'll start bringing it over. All the auto. Have everything in place.
Right. Good. Looking forward to it. Appreciate it. Okay, next item on the agenda is presentation by Show Low Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Weenow.
Mayor, City Council, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. I have several of my board members with me as well for tonight's presentation. Here to talk a little bit about what we've been doing at the Show Low Chamber of Commerce for the last 6 months, to give you an update on the activities. I had a special message to send over from Martina Webster, one of our board of directors, who wanted to thank the mayor for his attendance the other night at the Show Low Film Festival and being out there. Thank you very much. Our current member of our board, wanted to just review who's on our board and how we're moving forward. Robert Rose, the Vice President, Neil Traver, City Councilman Brant Clark is the City Council member on our Board of Directors, Darius Gibbons, Martina Webster, I just mentioned from the Shellam Film Festival, Teddy Croney, Kyle Beecroft has joined our Board of Directors this last 6 months. Craig Boston from Small Business Development Center, Mr. Bill Matthews, Tricia Spear is our past president. And that's making up our leadership here currently with our Board of Directors. The question marks threw me off a little bit. We're still working with our committees, our membership committees, special events, finances, and governance. There are main committees that are actively moving things forward with the chamber. We've been working with our Business First Wednesdays. We've actually probably outgrown our current location. Last time we had people standing around for our morning breakfast at our Business First. So we'll be looking for a new place to host that, to bring more businesses out, and talk business first with them in our networking breakfasts. Business after hours, we're getting those set up again. Continue to do our ribbon cuttings. We have a couple scheduled for this Friday. We have the Walmart ribbon cutting at 9 o'clock on Friday morning. And at 3 o'clock, we have the laser spa that has opened up on the Deuce of Clubs as well. We'll be doing ribbon cuttings at both of those locations this Friday. Membership revitalization, we're still bringing members in, getting them involved, finding out what they want to do, and working with our members mixers so we have a place for them to come together. Just some of the photos from things we've been doing recently with our membership. We have reviewed our membership system and made it a little bit easier for people to now register online. So if they want to be a member of the chamber, they can do the process online. And we are seeing those results already increase with our membership. Here's some of our numbers, our 2022 numbers for the year. Currently, we are sitting at 219. It is a positive growth from what we've lost over the 221. These are some of the new members that have joined us this year. Special events in 2022, we had our Sholo Days event back in June. It was a success. It was a great locals-focused event, a lot of activities in the morning. We had 8 different community groups come out and perform for us in the morning. Both the Dance Academy, the Ballet White Mountains performed. Big Al and his family from Samoa came out and performed several times. The Big Family 9 came out and entertained during the day. In the afternoon, we did the Voice of the White Mountains contest at Sholo Days, which also brought a lot of people out to participate. Derby Down the Deuce this year. We did our 10th year for our Derby Down the Deuce. Some interesting facts. We had people who came from Texas, Colorado, who found our event online and decided to come travel to Sholo to see what the Derby Down the Deuce was all about. And that was a really neat thing for us as we were out there to be able to talk to them and hear that they decided to come out and check it out. People from Tucson just found it in their tourism touring online and found this event, and decided to come and experience it. So that was a really exciting thing for us to hear from that perspective and reaching out in our tourism part for Derby Down the Deuce. Still looking at our fundraisers. We're doing educational presentations. We do want to work with the Small Business Development Center further in working with them to be able to educate our business owners. And we did conduct the candidates forum back in June, the City Council. I mentioned Sholo Days. It was a singular day event this year. We got our feet wet, made sure we understand how the event goes. And we're looking forward to coming back to a 3-day event in 2023. We continue the community focus, local performers. Voice of the White Mountains contest was part of this year's event, and bringing that back in 23. A 14-year-old girl from Snowflake actually won the contest. And as I say that, her name skipped my mind. I apologize for her. I'll come back in a moment. She's actually gone on to some other performances. She came out with the Just Plain Folk performance at NPC's Silver Creek Center recently, and they invited her on the stage to get a little bit more stage time and learn about her profession as an entertainer. It's just neat to see that from our event, those people started to build their skills. And maybe one day we may see her on Voice or those other great shows, and some excitement about that, highlighting Sholo. I mentioned the 10 years with Derby Down the Deuce. There's a familiar face, I think, in that front Derby car right there from when I think our first year that we did this. So it's been a lot of fun that we've had out there with that this year. Some things we have done, we're adjusting our 3 key program. These are some kiosks you saw around town. They go up for once a month, they're updated. we're looking at how we can make that more effective. I'm going to talk a little bit more about our social media in a moment, where we are seeing an increase on our numbers from our social media and letting people know about the events. So working on our Welcome Visitors campaign and doing member and community events. We are planning our Chambers Winter Gala for this February. It'll be our chance to get our members together and celebrate the last 3 years of business here in the White Mountains with the Show Low Chamber of Commerce. One of our other committees has been working on finances with our membership dues. The Arizona Visitors Information Center, our sponsorships, grants. We work with APS on their community impact grants. And we also want to thank the City Council for helping us to secure our funding for our Chamber of Commerce building and working with us on doing that. Well, this all got a little finance. Yeah, these are duplicate. Oh, there's the thank you that popped up. Thank you guys for that. Our fiscal budget, this is available for you to review. Where we're at with our gross profits for the year, for where our budget was and where we currently are. The discrepancy on that really is the amount of sponsorships. We didn't get a lot of sponsorships for our Show Days event this year. When we look at where our total expenses are for where we budgeted to where we're actually at, it's only off about $1,700, though where we're at. So we're pretty close to where our budget should be for the year when you address the sponsorship values that we list. Our current assets are currently at $50,594. And 6 months ago, we were at $48,536 there. So we're staying relatively quick, a small increase on our total assets with our membership increases. Including the building along with our fixed assets and our cash, we're at a total asset $202,000. And now on to the Arizona Visitors Information Center, which we are contracted with the City of Show Low to provide those services. Our TIC numbers for this year, we have a total of 3,490 participants who've come into the that's a 73% increase just in the third quarter. So our summer months, we saw an increase of 73% over 21. And year over year, we're at a 62% increase of people who walk through our door. A part of that also goes along with our expanded hours for the summer months, doing our Saturdays and our later hours on Fridays that we covered this year. Social presence. This one has actually grown since I provided this one on Friday. We have seen a huge increase in our social presence. I wasn't able to include it in here, but we actually have more followers than a lot of the other chambers of commerce across the White Mountains. A lot of interactions gone on with our social media and getting information out to the community through our social media means, both Instagram and Facebook. We're focused on our members' businesses, lifestyle opportunities, community events, wildlife and nature, such a highlight for what we have up here, as well as just general community information. Some of the post outreach that we've had for the third quarter, we reached almost 43,000 people who saw posts coming out of the Chamber of Commerce. Just to show you a little bit of the engagement, you can see some of the numbers varying what we're posting about gets the different involvements as people share it, but we're actively involved with them. And I really have to thank Courtney Payne, who's been our membership coordinator, who's been responsible for it for the last bit, who's really helped to generate the interest and maintains our social media presence. Our visitors who come to our locations, the age groups, important for us to recognize and who we need to be serving and how to get the information out to them. Our locations who our visitors are for our social media presence. You can see the Pine Top Show Low on top, Pine Top, and Phoenix and Mason, Tucson right there in 3, 4, and 5. So they're accessing us to plan their trips up to the White Mountain. Chamber functions, we're still functioning, doing our networking. We're taking focus on some leadership development, as well as business growth for our members, helping them to grow their business. Our governance committee, we recently updated our bylaws and adjusted them to be more effective in the way that we're actually functioning. We're currently doing an election for our directors. So we're in that process right now for new board of directors. Neil Traver and Martina Webster are both finishing up their term with us this year. So we have 2 vacancies for our board of directors. And we're currently in our budgeting process for fiscal year 2023. We are going to go back to our board retreat that we held in March. It was a great way for us to bring our new board members on and focus and get everybody ready to take actions as our summer came up. I found instituting that last year was a really great way to get to know one another as well and build some cohesion. Member-focused chamber. And an important thing that I want to share with you, for the last 4 months, we've been going through the executive director search, looking for an executive director. We're actually happy to announce tonight to you, our city council, that we are hiring a new executive director. Tonight, invited to come with me, Sunshine Brewer, who is actually in attendance with us tonight. Our board has made a formal offer to her, and she's accepted to be our new executive director at the Show Low Chamber of Commerce, effective November 1st.
I'll keep it real short and sweet. Thank you for having me, and I am very excited. I want to start digging in and getting busy, and I look forward to continuing the good working relationship we've had. So thank you very much.
Welcome.
We're excited about it, and she'll be able. I'm excited because I don't have to do the February presentation next year. To do it. No, we'll be here to support her just as much as she's here tonight, supporting us. We're still working on our ambassadors program. That's something that we've talked with essentially about adding value. We are relooking at our website, communication with members, surveying, finding out what they want, how can we serve them better, and getting information back from what they think we're supposed to be doing. Expanding opportunities for members and events, and we're still in the process of really completing the strategic plan. Part of that was bringing an executive director in so we can help them be part of that process. So Mr. Bill Matthews has led that for us for the last year, got us working towards that, giving us the questions. I'm looking forward to having Sunshine be part of that now as we start this new chapter for the Show Low Chamber of Commerce. Again, thank you very much, Mayor, City Council, for allowing us to be here and for your support of the Show Low Chamber of Commerce. And we look forward to our continued working relationship and to another great year in 2023. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Any questions or comments?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wiener. I appreciate it. Welcome, Sonny. Again, good luck, right? Thank you. All righty, next item on the agenda is consent calendar. We'll proclaim by the mayor proclaiming November 13th through 19th as Community Fast of Compassion for Those in Need Week in Show Low. Proclaimed by the mayor proclaiming October 16th through the 22nd as Arizona City and Towns Week in Show Low. Consideration of a non-commercial ground lease with D Plain LLC. Consideration of acceptance of the Show Low Senior Center floor and foundation repairs. Consideration of acceptance of grant funds from Governor's Office. Consideration of approval to purchase AV Tech Radio Communications. Consideration of approval to purchase police vehicles and authorize of associate budget transfers. Consideration of the minutes of the Show Low City Council meeting of October 4th, 2022. Is there anything that needs to be pulled or discussed? If not, I'll entertain.
I'd like to discuss item E, if that's all right.
Sure. We'll discuss that.
And the only reason I'm bringing it up, I don't need it read or anything else. I just want to thank our chief for going after these grants. I've also heard that there's some people in the background that did that. And if the chief has a little bit of opportunity, I'd like to have him come up and talk a little bit about who helped with the grant writing and what kind of money you got for us.
Sure.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. On this particular item, we did, it regards receiving several grants from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. We did receive $10,000 for overtime for DUI enforcement, another $10,000 in overtime for speed enforcement, and $20,384 for new radars, 8 new radar units. This is in addition to several other grants we've gotten recently. We just received another almost $37,000 for a 3D mapping system, received a new vehicle from GOHS, and this is all due to the work of Lieutenant Clark. So I've told you before, we've got some great people doing great things, and this is an example. Lieutenant Clark has formed that relationship with the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, where we're not only getting those grants, we're doing some amazing training. All of our officers have advanced DUI enforcement training. They're all HGN certified, A-RIDE certified, and now we have 4 drug recognition experts within the department. Put that in perspective, there are only 6, including those 4 in the entire northeastern part of the state. So again, this is all due to work being done by Lieutenant Clark. So I just want to give credit where credit's due.
Appreciate that, Chief.
Yeah, can you tell him thank you for us?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, is anything else need to be discussed or pulled? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent calendar as read.
Motion to accept.
Got a motion, I need a second. Got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. This time I'll ask the clerk to read proclamation for community fast compassion for those in need.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas community service has always been a part of America's as well as Sholo's heritage, and whereas the number of those in need in our area seems to be an always growing number, and the people of our community have always shown a sincere desire to help those in need, especially during the holiday season. And whereas a number of faith-based and other organizations approached the city of Sholo in 2013 with a plan to help those in need in our community, and whereas the city of Sholo embraced this concept, out of which was born the Community Fast of Compassion for those in need. And whereas the city of Sholo and its citizens have discovered that the Community Fast is a very worthwhile cause that has made a huge difference in the lives of many in our community. Now, therefore, John Leach Jr., Mayor, on behalf of the Sholo City Council, does hereby proclaim November 13th to 19th, 2022 as Community Fast of Compassion for Those in Need Week, and urges all citizens of Sholo to come together for the 10th Annual Community Fast of Compassion for Those in Need, joining us in setting aside one day during this week to fast and pray for guidance, grace, and protection for our great city and nation as we address the challenges of our time and the concerns of those in need. Donate the cost of 1 or 2 meals or more if possible from this fast to this worthy cause, with donations accepted at Sholo City Hall, National Bank of Arizona, Chase Bank, Arizona Central Credit Union, and online at sholocommunityfast.org. And join us in a community celebration on Sunday, November 20th, 2022 at 6 p.m. at the Sholo School District Auditorium. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. At this time, if I get some of the board members up here, I'll give you the proclamation and turn the microphone over to you as well. Flip a coin.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. Steve Williams, I serve on the Community Fast Board. Let me introduce the other board members that are here. Mayor Leach serves on that board as well. We have Pastor Steve Heckathorn here, Principal Becky Clark from the Sholo Junior High School. We have Kyle Beecroft, who's the branch manager at National Bank of Arizona, Pastor Tom Brown, and former mayor, current Navajo County Supervisor Daryl Seymour. The one committee member that's not here is Dr. Jared Hall, who also serves as the Sholo State President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mayor, this is the 10th annual Community Fast, so we've been here for 10 years in a row, partnership with the city. For those that aren't familiar with the Community Fast, the way this started was there was a few churches that wanted to do something together to benefit the community, and the idea was thought to fast for a few meals during a specific week, take the money that you would have spent on those meals or more, donate those monies, and then the monies that are raised go to help local families in need over the holiday. At the time, Supervisor Seymour was the mayor, and he was approached by these few churches, and he liked the idea, and so that hatched the Community Fast. And so it's been there are many of the churches in the community participate, but it's a community event. There are many businesses that participate. The school districts all participate. And in the 9 years up to this point, more than $220,000 has been raised. Every penny has turned around and gone back out. It's given to organizations already in place that are in a position to identify people in need and to help people over the holidays. So those organizations, the schools, places like VFW or Walking Down Ranch or the White Mountain Women's Club, they agree to take those donations with a couple of stipulations. One, every penny will be passed on. They can pay for people's rent or utility bills or modest gifts or gift cards or give cash. And then they give an accounting to the Community Fast Committee of how people's lives were blessed. And looking at the council members here, I think most of you have been to the celebration that's held to wrap up that Community Fast Week. And we hope that you'll be able to make it again this year. Mayor, I think you're on the docket to speak, so I really hope you'll be there. But that's really just a highlight. And I think we've had as many as 500 people show up at that celebration. But I think there may be a couple of committee members, with your permission, Mayor, that would have a few remarks. But I just want to say thank you for your support, and those that have gone before. I think some of the council members have been on the council the whole time that this has been happening, but it's really been a great blessing in my life. There are some people that donate $1 or $2, and that's a great sacrifice for them. And there's some that donate hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And it's touching when you see some people that could really use the donations themselves, give of themselves to help their neighbors. And it's really one of the highlights of living somewhere like Show Low. So thank you, and I feel fortunate to be a part of it.
And just a comment on the celebration on the 20th. I know it's at the high school, I believe, but you know, out of all the places, and I know a lot of you up there talk in public, all the places that we go around and we talk in front of people, that's probably the easiest one, because it makes you feel so good. And then you come up with the figures and the numbers, and you're just blown away that I still say small community. I know it's not, but our community can raise this kind of money in a week. I know it keeps going afterwards, but the celebration part is pretty easy to do, because you get goosebumps the whole time you're up there saying whatever you're saying. Then you get done, it's like, what did I just say? I have no clue. I mean, it's amazing. So I look forward to it, and yes, I'll be there. Don't put me on the agenda in case I get sick or something, but try.
You're on it, Mayor. You're on the program.
This started with LDS Bishop and some pastors sitting at a picnic table in Linden one day. And it was something that we thought, what if we just work together? And we thought, let's embrace this dream. And that's where it started. And I have to give credit to Steve Williams, who started that at the time. And we thought, maybe this is something we could do within the community. And so we came to the city of Show Low, and Mayor Seymour, you jumped on board with us and helped us. So we have just a great debt of gratitude to you. Ed, we thank you in the city of Show Low for what you've done. But I really believe this speaks volumes as to the city of Show Low and what it is and what it's about as a community. I think it's the greatest community in the White Mountains. And I think this kind of event shows who Show Low is. And Show Low shines in this situation as a community that cares about those in need. And so from my heart as being on the committee and from the inception, I want to thank you, City of Show Low, Mayor Seymour, committee members that have inspired me. Mayor, we thank you and City of Show Low for all that you've done to help us. You have truly made this a great event in Show Low. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, I when you made the comment, Mr. Williams, about some of us that were up here, I do remember that. I remember coming to us and talking about it, and it's like, how is that going to work? And it's just amazing. I don't remember what the dollar figure was the first year, but like 6,000, 7,000, it was right in that area somewhere.
9,000.
9,000 to what it's grown today. It is absolutely amazing. But Supervisor Seymour, I know you got to talk. You got to be kidding. Really?
I wasn't planning on, no, but thank you, Mayor and council members. I appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to our board. When you start working together with people, you forget about your differences or whatever they may be, because there isn't any difference when we talk about individuals that need. And I think that's one of the great blessings. I've had a great opportunity and a great love for Pastor Brown and Pastor Heckathorn as we'll work together. And we've been able to come together as a community and be able to make a difference in the lives of people. And just challenge everybody to come and to give from their heart. We just appreciate the businesses in town that have donated so graciously, the people's lives that have been touched as a result of when the world is full of division and hate and things that we have an opportunity to come together and celebrate love and kindness. And this is a Thanksgiving season that's great, and it just turns into the Christmas season of kindness and love. So thank you, the City of Show Low, for being what you are and doing what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? We're good? Really? No Tom even? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm shocked. No, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Looking forward to working with you and pretty exciting. I can't wait for the celebration, see where we're at then. But thank you guys for starting this 10 years ago. It seems like yesterday, but it's been awesome. But thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Next item, I'm going to proclamation by the mayor proclaiming October 16th, 22nd, 2022 as Arizona City and Towns Week in the city of Shola. We have a short video I want to show real quick. Put your little kid's hat on.
Day and night, sun up to sundown. People who ensure the safety, protection, well-being, the convenience and enrichment. Those who live, work, and play in every city and town in Arizona are constantly at work. And thanks to each and every one of these services, many that you never think of, Arizona cities keep businesses at work, libraries open, traffic lights blinking, clean water flowing, and so much more, keeping life as we know it moving. They say that a city never sleeps, and thanks to Arizona Cities at Work, that has never been so true. Learn more about how your Arizona cities and towns work.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
I am getting old. Thank you. Appreciate that. All righty. Next item on the agenda under new business is consideration of resolution number R 2022-20 approving revisions to non-commercial hangar ground lease policy. Mr. Allen.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. On August 20th, 2018, the City Council adopted resolution number R 2018-22, which established a policy for ground lease reversions and terms for non-commercial hangars at the Shola Regional Airport. Historically, the City of Shola has elected to separate commercial and non-commercial activity on the airport. The privately owned hangars on the south side of the airport were designated as non-commercial ground leases and were not to be used for commercial activities. Recently, there's been interest in opening these areas to aviation-related commercial activity. Airport administration and city staff believe that allowing commercial activity in this area would be beneficial to the airport tenants and promote growth by encouraging aviation-related businesses to operate on the airport. Businesses that wish to operate commercially on the south side of the airport will be required to enter into a commercial operating agreement with the City of Shola, and also, if applicable, must terminate their current non-commercial ground lease. All commercial operators are required to adhere to the airport rules and regulations and the airport minimum standards. On October 4th, the Aviation Advisory Committee met to discuss the revisions to the policy and approved the recommending of the revised policy to Council. Exhibit A to the resolution number R 2022-20 outlines the revisions to the non-commercial ground lease policy to allow for commercial activity. Deletions are shown as strike-throughs and additions are bolded and underlined. Staff recommends adopting resolution number R 2022-20, approving revisions to the non-commercial ground lease policy at the Shola Regional Airport. And I'm available if you have any
Mr.
questions.
Allen, any questions, comments? I have one question, I guess, is going commercial, is that, do we need to raise any other security cameras, or is there anything different that needs to happen out there?
I don't believe the kind of businesses that'll be operating, obviously each business will submit or request a commercial operating agreement from the city, and the city will have the opportunity to lease property to this person for that purpose. Currently, there's some interest in, aircraft maintenance, avionics, upholstery, things like that, which wouldn't require any kind of public access to the area. So what we would do is just have any business operator that's providing those services on the south side of the airport be responsible for their customers, and they are issued gate cards from the city to be able to get through the automatic gates. So they would escort their customers on and off the field. And a lot of these customers would likely be fly-in customers. They bring their aircraft, have it work into the airport. So I don't think that any additional security measures are necessary to allow for commercial operations on that side.
Okay, so let me just add a little bit to that. If there is something up there, that would be their responsibility. I mean, I can't think of any business that might need it out there. I don't know, aircraft sales maybe. Would that be their responsibility as far as security? We wouldn't have any additional no matter what goes over there. Is that right?
So we would be obviously reviewing anyone who wanted to have a commercial business on that side of the field, but the business would then be responsible for any customers that come on or off the field. They would be escorted, and just to make sure that, I mean, this would be aeronautical related businesses. That's the only thing that the FAA will allow to be in that area of the airport. So that would be their responsibility, and it would be most of the customers would be familiar with airport environments and not driving around, on runways and taxiways and things like that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments, or motions? Councilman Alsop.
I move to adopt resolution R 2022-20, approving revisions for the non-commercial hangar ground lease policy, Solo Regional Airport.
Got a motion, I need a second. Got a second by Councilman Park. All those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of construction contract for Show Low Public Restroom, City of Show Low project number FM 1922A. Mr. Cup.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The City of Show Low applied for and was awarded a grant from the Community Development Block Grant Program to rebuild public restrooms so they meet Americans with Disabilities Act ADA requirements. This project includes removing and reconstructing the existing restroom at City Park that is located near the volleyball courts. The work includes, but is not necessarily limited to, the construction of a restroom facility that will include 3 ADA accessible restrooms in a single building. There will be 1 separate men's room with 2 stalls, 1 water closet, and 1 urinal, 1 separate women's restroom with 2 water closet stalls, and a family restroom with a single water closet and ADA adult changing station. Staff solicited bids from builders to construct the building. The requests for bids included permittable plans for the building to be a duplicate of the recently constructed restroom located near the Williams Family Field, the league ballpark. City personnel will extend water, sewer, and power and utilities to the building location. This project was publicly advertised and a single bid was received. The bid was submitted by LD&B LLC. This is the contractor who recently built the city library expansion and also an identical restroom at City Park. Staff believes the price was fair and reasonable, and the bid results as follows. LD&B LLC, $118,000. Staff recommends awarding the construction contract for Show Low Public Restrooms, City of Show Low, project number FM 1922A to LD&B LLC in an amount not to exceed $118,000. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Cup. Any questions or comments? Councilman Alsop.
Mr. Cup, can you give us an idea how old that bathroom is right there at that volleyball court?
Mr. Mooter might be able to speak to that.
I was wondering if you're going to transfer that.
That's for sure.
It's been there as long as I can remember.
I was going to say it's probably been
40 years.
40.
It's longer than 40 years.
I was going to say 45 to 50 years probably.
I think we're due.
So yeah, I think we're doing. I think the bid would be good for everything else that we have to do for ADA. So thank you.
It's funny because when we met earlier about that bathroom, I asked the same question, exact same question. Thought Mr. Mooter might know, but I guess not. All right, other questions or comments or motions?
I just have one question. So how much of this is coming from the community block grant, and like how much of it's actually, from the grant, and how much is the city paying for it?
I understand that it's 100% from the CDBG. So
Great. Thank you, Mr. Cup.
Any Councilman Olson.
I move to award the construction contract to Sholo Public Restroom City of Sholo project number FM 1922A to LD&B LLC in amount not to exceed $118,000.
Got a motion? Got a second? Councilman Hatch, all those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cup. Next item on the agenda, consideration of award of a contract for purchase of Taser from Exxon Enterprises, Inc. and authorized of associated budget transfers. Chief Provost.
Mayor and Council, Sholo Police Department uses tasers from Exxon Enterprise Incorporated as a less lethal force option. The current tasers in use are approximately 5 years old and are no longer covered by a maintenance or replacement contract. A new 5-year contract with Exxon Enterprise will cost a total of $129,246.48, including tax. The cost per year for the first year is $18,094.40 and is $27,788.02 for every year thereafter. This contract includes the cost of 35 new tasers, cartridges, holsters, batteries, chargers, training materials, and software updates for the next 5 years. The department's old tasers will be traded back in as part of this contract agreement, which accounts for the lower amount on that first year. The money for the 2022 cost is available in Proposition 207 revenue funds, and future funding will be addressed through the normal budget process. This is a sole source purchase, as there's no other company that makes a comparable product to Taser. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer that.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. Councilman Clark.
Anyway, we could see a product demonstration on Commander Westover. Is that possible?
Try it out for you.
We could.
Just want to make sure the new ones are working.
Any other questions or comments or motions? Councilman Clark.
I move to award a 5-year contract with Exxon Enterprise Incorporated for the purchase of new tasers and requisite supplies in amount not to exceed $129,246.48 and authorize the associated budget transfers.
I got a motion and I got a second by Councilman Judd. All those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Chief. What do they do with the old ones? I mean, training, I guess? They
Maybe.
trade them in. Okay, next item on the agenda is summary current event. Council members? Councilman Alsop.
Thank you. Just wanted to go over a few things that Sholo Main Street is going to be doing for the next 3 or 4 months. First thing off the bat is the Sholo Main Street presents Halloween Trunk or Treat. It's going to be October 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Cooley between 9th Street and 11th Street. The next thing is Shop Small. It's a Shop Small Saturday poker walk. It's November 26th at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there's going to be at least 10 local businesses that's going to be involved in that. Next is the Visit Santa at the shop in Candy Cane Lane. It's going to be December 2nd and 3rd, 2022 from 10 to 4 p.m. Santa arrives from Timber Mesa Fire Truck on Saturday at noon. Shop 47 vendors to enjoy hot chocolate, popcorn, coffee, hot dogs at the Elks Lodge, and that's located at 805 East Whipple, and free admission and candy canes will be for the kids. And the last thing is they're already taking information for the next season, 2023, for the farmers market. It's going to be May 13th to September 23rd. And between there's 66 spaces and 54 of them are already registered. So people are taking advantage of them real fast. And total is 87 spaces. 66 have already gone, 54 vendors have re-signed, and 21 spaces available. So if you're out there and you want to be involved in the farmers market, please get in touch with Sholo Main Street, and that's at sholomainstreet.org on their Facebook page and their regular email page. So give them a call or give them a text and let them know that you're involved and you want to be involved in it. So that's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, sir. Anybody else? City manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things. There's a number of upcoming Halloween-related events, as Councilman Alsop mentioned, the Main Street one. There's a couple of others. Wednesday, October 26th, the Recreation Department presents Trick or Treat Trail. That'll be an event at the Show City Park from 6 to 8 p.m. And that event is for ages 11 and younger. And then the next day on October 27th, they'll host a Creepy Carnival teen event at City Park from 7 to 9 p.m. for ages 12 to 17. And for both those events, you can call 532-4140 for more information. And again, reporting on public works projects. City's contractors finishing up work on the citywide paving and sidewalk connectivity project. They lack paving a portion of 28th Street on East Owens. The concrete's completed on the sidewalk, and the contractor's working on driveway transactions and cleanup. Work continues on the McNeil Acre Sewer project with the contractor working on East Whipple. And at Frontier Park, the sod's being installed around the splash pad, and the rubber surfacing will be installed around the playground. Weather permitting, hopefully later this week, they'll start on that. And that project's nearing completion. We're excited to have that available for our citizens. And again, we appreciate everyone's patience as we complete these projects. Thank you.
Thanks, City Manager. I can tell you that splash pad, if you haven't been by there to look at it, you need to. We just did a show over there, Mayor Minute over there, and I did it in one take. And Miles was shocked, because usually if you ever did anything in front of Miles, you do 3, 4, 5, then he makes one. And I got done and he goes, "Oh, that's a take." And I said, "What?" He goes, "That was so exciting, because you got to go see it. It's absolutely amazing." I walked around the whole thing. So if you get over there, it's at Frontier Park. You need to go see it. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, anybody need seconds? Schedule of meetings.
Just a reminder, you have the council has a retreat scheduled tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Public Safety Building in the Darren Reed Community Room.
Appreciate that. Well, if there's no other business before this council, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.